What if the gods of the ancient world weren't myths, but pilots across continents? Civilizations speak of sky chariots, blazing wheels, and divine fire from above. India, Egypt, Mesopotamia, all share stories of beings who descended from the heavens, and sometimes returned in them. Is it just legend, or have we forgotten something? Let's find out. In ancient Indian epics, the Mahabharata, the Ramayana, the gods didn't ride clouds, they piloted Vimanas. These were flying machines, capable of vertical lift, high-speed travel, and weapons of terrifying power. Pushpaka Vimana, for instance, is portrayed as a self-moving aerial vehicle capable of transporting many people. Some interpretations suggest these descriptions indicate advanced ancient technology. One ancient verse says a Vimana could reduce entire cities to ash. A 20th century text, the Vimanika Shastra, even describes propulsion systems, alloys, and flight manuals. Poetry, or something more. In the Hebrew Bible, the prophet Ezekiel sees something bizarre. A wheel within a wheel, sparkling like crystal, lifted up from the earth. 4 creatures with metallic legs and wings accompany it. Some researchers believe this could be a detailed account of a flying vehicle, perhaps even a spacecraft. NASA engineer Joseph Blumrich famously tried to reverse engineer Ezekiel's craft in the 1970s.
The prophet Ezekiel describes 4 encounters with spaceships. At first he saw clouds, fire, and he heard noise coming out from the sky out of the north. And as the vehicle approached, apparently it came rather quite in his direction, he observed what he calls living creatures. What Ezekiel calls the living creatures had straight legs and round feet, or calf's feet, sometimes they're called. And it was the description of these landing legs that made me take the Book of Ezekiel serious from an engineering point of view. I have had the opportunity about 10 years ago to work with my group in my office for the development of such a landing gear for an unmanned lunar landing station. For that hypothetical vehicle, we developed the landing gear and what we call the footpad, and what Ezekiel would call the round feet. One of the interesting examples of Ezekiel's ability to observe and to describe are the faces he sees on these living creatures. He sees 4 of them, an oxen, an eagle, a man, and so on. They are located at the top of these helicopter units, and consequently they contribute to his impression of having some living creatures in front of him. What they actually are is quite interesting. Now, some helicopters, in particular in this case this one, needs protection, just some hood around to protect them against dust or weather and so on. And such sheet metal structures will have cutouts, will have humps in order to accommodate levers or rods which are below them. And they do have they may have the distinct appearance of faces. We have a number of such face-like structures, like, for instance, the Gemini capsule. Then we have very interesting feature that looks like a monster.
Was Ezekiel describing a vision from God, or an encounter with technology far beyond his time? Erich von Däniken called them astronauts. William Bramley called them custodians. Graham Hancock calls them a forgotten advanced civilization. But whatever they were, the gods of the ancient world were not spiritual abstractions. They were real beings, flying physical craft, leaving physical traces, and shaping human civilization. The question is not, did gods descend from the stars? The question is, will they come back?